Detroit Den 313. What is up? I'm back, your boy Will, with another episode of Midnight Madness. Again, pumped for this one. We got kind of a dark horse, somebody that nobody is talking about. When we signed this guy, I was pretty excited about it. But if you're not a true football fan, you might not be excited for this one. So if you're tuning in right now, you just got to ask yourself, are you a true blue through and through football fan? Because today we are going to be talking about the Hogs. We're going to be talking about the big guys up front. We're going to be talking about the guys that make everything happen, but they don't get a lot of publicity, man. And, everything's about the flashy guys, the running backs, the receivers, the defensive backs, the quarterbacks. That's pretty much the guys who get all the love. But today we're going to slow things down and we're going to talk about the big guys, the people movers, so to speak. If you're a Detroiter, you know what I'm talking about. You know what that's a play on. But we're talking about the guys that kind of paved the way, man, for Jared Goff to have great games and stay nice and clean, keep those franchise quarterbacks nice and upright. So getting right into it. Through my dude Hank on the thumbnail, man, he's got to have the easiest job in the NFL when it comes to O linemen, man. I think that I could coach this group of freaking Pro Bowlers up, man. They pretty much coach themselves, but he's doing a great job. Obviously, I'm joking, but it is a phenomenal group. We're looking at, man, Taylor Decker, beast, Graham Glasgow, unsung hero, just and his versatility just even gives a special little extra nugget to him being able to play either guard position or come in and play center. Frank Ragnow, just one of the best at his position, if not the best at his position, even though he's playing banged up constantly with that toe. Um, Going to the other side, we got Kevin Zeitler, the new hire from the Baltimore Ravens, who we're going to get into a little bit more today. And then the guy, the number one guy in the league to me, if you're asking, man, Panay Sewell. So um, I'm just excited for this group, man. This is this group right here. Um, it kind of takes me back to Emmett Smith. Now I know it's probably like, man, why Emmett Smith? I always used to kind of throw shade at Emmett Smith because he played behind that Dallas Cowboys offensive line. And I always said, man, if you put Barry Sanders behind that line, he probably rushes for 1,000,000 yards a season, man. So but it's kind of, you know, the Lord has a way of making all things right in the universe. If David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, that Barry didn't get it, but these guys are going to reap the benefits of having the best offensive line in football. I'm excited to see what those guys can do. But like I said, today is going to be about the big fellas. And I really want to hammer in and talk about the new hire, the new kid on the block, Kevin Zeitler, man. Um, a lot of people don't know who he is. Savvy veteran, 34 years old, been in the league forever, multiple teams. I can't believe the Baltimore Ravens let him go. We got him here on a 1 year deal. And he is about to be an absolute dog. Coming off a 2023 season where he was a pro bowler, right? A pro bowler. So a pro bowler playing in between two pro bowlers, playing in between Frank Ragnow and Panay Sewell. Man, this right side of this offensive line is going to be a problem. A problem. I would imagine when we look back, we're probably going to say that maybe 60% of our runs went to the right side and 40 went to the left, because I just don't know for what reason you wouldn't run behind this group. Those three, those two and a half, because the center, a lot of times the center is blocking away from where the play is going. But nonetheless, those three guys are an absolute problem locking down one side of the offensive line. And it's not like it gets bad when you go the other way. You're talking about Taylor Decker and Graham Glasgow. But Zeitler is when I think of Kevin Zeitler, I think about a basketball player, right? And it's really a kind of the same idea. A guy that, if you're looking for somebody to do 360 dunks, he's not going to be your guy. If you're looking for guys to pull up at half court and do the crazy 3 pointers like Steph Curry, he's not your guy. But if you're looking for somebody that is going to be fundamentally sound, if you're looking for somebody that's just going to do everything right, if you're looking for somebody that's just going to keep their head down, play a tough, gritty brand of football, but not be looking for any accolades or any flashiness. You're talking about Kevin Zeitler, and that reminds me of none other than Tim Duncan, man. He's just gonna get you a triple double, just a silent assassin. That's kind of what Zeitler reminds me of, man. He's a guy that just gets it done. I loaded in a couple of clips. I'm not gonna go through each one. I'm just gonna kind of let it spin. But he just gets it done, man. He's not one of those guys. When we were looking at this draft this year, and we were looking at guys like Jackson Powers Johnson, we were looking at guys like Zach Frazier, even Graham Barton, Cooper Beebe, just a lot of these guys that were in the draft that I was excited about, that were absolute maulers, that were guys that were just gonna, they're gonna finish you and drive you into the ground afterwards. That's not the type of guy he is. He's a guy that's just gonna be fundamentally sound. He's gonna play the game perfectly. He's going to stonewall guys. Like I said, he's not driving you into the ground, but he's going to stonewall you, keep you away from his quarterback. He's opening up passing lanes. I believe if you look at the PFF grade, he was number 2 across the NFL for pass blocking, number 2, right? So a guy like Jared Goff, who we talk about all the time, if you let him stay clean in that pocket, he is going to pick you apart. It is almost unfair that you're gonna put this guy in between Frank Ragnow and Penei Sewell, the second highest graded pass blocking guard. You're gonna put him in between 2 Pro Bowlers. Man, Jared Goff is going to be set to have a crazy season behind this offensive line, and again, especially this right side. And let's not get it twisted. He gets it done. Run blocking as well. Still, he's not as athletic as he was at the beginning of his career, but he still gets it done. He's still pulling. He's still able to get out on screen plays. And if you watch film on the Detroit Lions, Penei does a lot of that stuff too. So he won't need to do as much as he did last year when we had guys like Coyote Awasika and Kobe Sorstall out there. They're definitely not as athletic as Zeitler is, even at this stage of his career. So I think that it's going to take a little bit of pressure off of Penei, but at the same time, if you want to pull and do something exotic, he'll still be able to do so. So this guy is just pretty much the full package. He can do everything that you need a guard to do above average, right? He's not an average guard. He's above average. Like we said, 2023, he was still a Pro Bowler at 34 years old. And we got him on a 1-year prove it deal. So if he starts to decline, we can draft somebody the following year, or we can just re-sign him. So I'm also excited for that, man. This, like I said, this offensive line is tough, but there was a play. And here's what I believe. PFF grades are great. The film doesn't lie, though. So when I knew that I was going to talk about him, the first thing that I did was I went through that schedule and I was like, man, who's the dogs? Who's the dogs that they play? I went to go watch him play against a little bit of DJ Reader, and there was a little bit of that in the clips that I ran the first time. But even taking that to another level, you know who I seen on that schedule? Week 14, none other than those LA Rams, Stafford and those Rams, man. And I was like, man, a good gauge to see who he really is what did he do against AD? What did he do against 99? What did he do against Aaron Donald? Let me load that up because, it's better to see it. See it is believing, as they say, right? We'll load it in. Here he is against Aaron Donald, right? So Aaron Donald's on the right-hand side, offensive left, doing a stunt. And you see Zeitler pick up Aaron Donald with no issue, right? Aaron Donald starting off on the left side of the formation, comes across, Zeitler peels off and runs him out. So Lamar Jackson can step up in a nice pocket, man. This guy, listen, I mean, I'm just getting excited just thinking about Jared Goff being able to step up in his pocket and use his weapons. This offense is going to be an absolute problem. And then we got depth in the offensive line because we know every season, you're always going to be battling people getting banged up and people being out here and there. Man, we got this young core. We got the wrestler, as Steve likes to talk about him, the guy, the mammoth of a man, Giovanni Manu, who's the developmental, right? We got a guy and Kobe Sorstraw coming back, who went through the offensive lineman master class. I think that he's going to come back and surprise some people this year. We got Coyote Awasika coming back, who, while he wasn't the greatest player in the world, he showed that he can come in and spot duty and get the job done and keep this thing rolling if need be. And then we got a couple of young guys that I like. One, the kid from Florida. He actually kind of reminds me of a Kevin Zeitler in a way of, he's not flashy like those guys that were in the draft that I mentioned earlier. He's more of a just stonewall you, get the job done, use his fundamentals, use his quickness. And Kingsley Nguakin, man, from Florida. So I mean, we got depth at this offensive line. We got guys that can kind of get us through any rough patches that we need to. But this starting core, wow. Wow. We should be a force to be reckoned with, running the ball, passing the ball, plays, even just thinking about the ability to be able to do the bubble screens and now screens to JMO and Raymond and those quick hitters out there, or even the running back screens, or the tight end screens to Gibbs, Laporta, and David Montgomery. This offensive line is so versatile. We can do so many things. The sky should be the limit for Ben Johnson. Man, man, oh man, oh man. I cannot believe that they let us add a guy like Kevin Zeitler, man, because man, he's a guy that's durable. He's typically out there playing every single week. It's just gonna be exciting. So, guys, if you're excited for this offensive line, if you think we got the best offensive line in football, just type in the best O line. The best O line. If you don't think we're the best O line, please put it in the comments. Tell me who's got the best O line, because I think the Detroit Lions hands down got the best O line. Like I said, I had to throw my man Hank on the thumbnail because he's got the best job in the NFL, a job that I think that I could do, and I definitely shouldn't be coaching offensive line in the NFL. Shoot, I probably shouldn't be coaching the NFL, if I'm being honest, but I definitely shouldn't be coaching the offensive line. But I think this group, man, I think I could get some things done, because it could probably pretty much just coach itself. So, guys, that's my episode for today. I'll be back with another episode. Until next time, peace.